So I used to struggle with power on my forehand. Now, the people I was playing against, they were generating such effortless power, and I always wondered how they managed that. And there is one key point here, one easy tip which I'm going to give you today, which is going to help you generate that effortless power on your forehand. If you force the shot, then the wrist stays back throughout the whole process, and you'll try and guide the ball with your wrist. But in actual fact, we want to do the complete opposite, and we want to let this wrist go. We want to let it move. Okay, so try and be super relaxed. Now, it's a little bit counterintuitive because naturally we want to try and get the ball in, and the easiest way that we think to get the ball in is to guide the ball with the arm. Now, if you do this, you're not going to get any spin, you're not going to get any power, and it's actually the spin which gives you the control. So what we need to do is quite the opposite. We need to try and let the wrist go and let the weight of the racket go through the ball. I want to break this down for you in a step-by-step guide. So if you just comment down below Forehand PDF, then I will send you a PDF with a step-by-step guide of how this exactly works and what points you should be meeting through your stroke. Typically, when you first loosen that wrist up, what's going to happen is the balls are going to fly. It's going to feel like you've just got no control at all. But that's until you start putting the spin on the ball and having a consistent shape on your forehand. If I take those bottom two fingers off, I've now got just those three fingers on the racket. And if you try playing with just those three fingers, get that loose feeling in the grip. And once you get comfortable with that, just put those fingers back on the grip, but just keep it nice and relaxed. Imagine you're holding a baby duckling in your hand. Okay, and then that feeling will hopefully continue with the grip. Now, I mentioned the grip and relaxing the grip because if you relax your grip, then your wrist is going to relax as well, and it's going to be able to move more freely. What we need to do in addition is to find our wrist in a neutral position. Okay, so if I have my wrist straight, I would call that neutral, and if I was to take my wrist back, this is putting the wrist into extension. And this is what you'll often see with people who struggle for power on their shots, is their wrists start in that extended wrist position instead of that neutral wrist position. Okay. By putting our wrist into that neutral wrist position, we can then let the racket go back and find our wrist in extension as we start coming forwards, and it's going to bounce from there and then catch up. Now, at contact, we want to be back in that neutral wrist position. There's a lot of force, a lot of vibration, resonance going through the racket into your arm, and if you've got an extension in your wrist at contact, this is going to put a lot of pressure and could potentially cause some injuries for the wrist and further up, golfer's elbow. See that tension coming all the way into the elbow. So it's critical that we have a neutral wrist position at contact, so nothing is tight and you've got a nice relaxed position. So if I go further this way, I've got tension on this side of the arm, so I don't want the contact to be at this position, and I don't want it also to be in this position. So you've got to find that neutral position. Let's just summarize this, that through your stroke, if you can maintain that relaxed wrist, which comes from a relaxed grip, you're going to be able to generate a lot more power as that wrist comes through at contact. Feel the weight of the racket coming through the ball. You're going to find that the resonance stays within the racket, doesn't come all the way down the arm, and you've got a lot of nice feel on the shots. So there you go, that's how you're going to generate more power on your forehands next time you step onto the court. Now, if you like this video, please have a look at this video up here, which I'll link to in the description. And my name is James Armstrong. Please smash a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.